girl, you are so pretty, pretty, pretty.
Hello, lovely people. Let's take a moment for the hair. She is full of volume. She hasn't been washed in a week. This is day 5 hair, by the way, wash and go. And she's absolutely thriving. Yep. I can't imagine, like, why as a kid, you know, you wanted the white girl hair and the white girl ponytail when you could have had this. And that's all I want is humongous hair. I want it to be, if I'm sitting somewhere, someone comes behind me and they can't see over me because my hair is just so big. That's the goal. I actually am coming on here to do a study abroad process. I'm gonna tell you guys everything I did and my tips and tricks. Your process a lot smoother because I definitely had some hiccups. I'll be doing this series on TikTok this whole week, but I'm not even gonna lie, guys. By the time the Tuesday rolled around and the sun left me, yeah, I just was in my bed for the rest of the week. I have been watching Abbott Elementary. That's my new show. Funny show, I won't even lie. And I've been eating ice cream. Haven't gone to the gym. And I just go to my class. Like, I had to write an essay on Wednesday. I actually did write the essay. It was a pretty good essay if you ask me. But yeah, the weather, oof, it's killing me. But the sun is out today, so let's get into it. All right, so the first thing when you're studying abroad is obviously picking your program and picking your school. I think you can bring it down into like 3 points. The first point, I actually wrote it down for you guys, is to make sure that they have the degree that you need. So when I was looking for my degree, I wanted a Master's of Science in Sports Psychology. Other times I was seeing a lot like Masters of Arts, and I was like, I don't want a Master of Arts degree. I actually have no idea what the difference is. But I don't know, I just stick to the science. That's what I knew. My bachelor was science already, so I was just like, I want a Master's of Science because I just think that makes more sense in the field I want to go into. So that was my number 1. My number 2, I'm sorry, don't want the professor that stopped working in the field 20 years ago and is like retiring and being professor. I know they have tons and tons of knowledge, and I'm not gonna like say they don't, but I wanted professors that were currently working in the field, so that way when I had questions about the work field, or if I needed somebody with like networking or recommendations, they would be able to help me in that aspect. It is a master's, which after a master's, I'm hoping to get some work because I'm ready to make some money. I can't lie to you. Money's important, okay? The third one, probably honestly should be your number 1 when you're looking at schools or programs, is that whatever you get abroad will transfer when you get back to the States, because sometimes they don't, or they don't transfer to that specific degree I have seen. So definitely know those 3 things before you pick your school. My last thing was kind of location. So I actually got into a school in Barcelona, and I was kind of ready to go to Barcelona, and it was pretty easy to get into because honestly I just like send them a resume. That was it. I didn't even send them a transcript or anything. I sent them a resume because that's what they asked for, and then I did an interview, met the people, did my interview, and I got into school. But they only gave me like a 2-week window to be like, are you coming or not? And I was like, whoa, I haven't even heard back from my other schools yet for me to up and leave and go to Barcelona. And then I thought about the language barrier too, and I was like, give me some more time. Why are you trying to force me to Barcelona? So I didn't end up going to Barcelona. I also applied to other schools in the States. There was like a school in Chicago. There was a school in New York. The school in Chicago, it was too artsy for me. I don't know. In the application, you had to talk about like visioning yourself as an art. It was asking about art stuff, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I have no creative bone in my body. So I just wasn't really jiving with the art stuff. And then even with my interviewers, I wasn't jiving with them either. So that was a no-go for me. I think the only reason why I didn't do the school in New York was like an online degree. I didn't really want to do an online master's because how can you teach someone online sports? You know, it's a sports degree. Like, give me some athletes, hello? Question mark. So didn't do that. I applied to NSU. I got into NSU. The thing about NSU though, they were giving me a master's in exercise science, not sports psychology, which honestly probably would have been fine, but I feel like exercise science is more of like the physio and like physical therapy, athletic director, that way. I wasn't really wanting to go that way, so that's why I didn't do that. Also, I only applied to that school because the job I currently was working at, they might have took me on as a full-time. So I was like, okay, full-time, and then once you work full-time at NSU, you also get a 50% off of your degree. So that's why I was gonna do that. But I didn't get the job, so I was like, sorry, NSU, no to you. So then we found Brunel University, which where I'm currently at, and they kind of marked everything that I wanted. So let's talk about the process. Let's see, I did my applications. I don't know if they were late, because I feel like when we apply for colleges for undergrad, we applied for them almost in like 11th grade, right? Like we applied for them pretty early, even though we're not graduating. Was it 11th grade, or was it like that November of 12th grade? I don't remember. Whenever, like, you know, that process, it's pretty early, right? So I didn't apply to Brunel or like any of my schools, honestly. It's either right before my birthday, March of 2024, when I'm supposed to be graduating in May of 2024. So I feel like that was kind of a little scary, but I don't know. Leave it to God. So I applied. I got into Brunel University in April, actually right after I came back from Jamaica Carnival. Once I got in, I had 3 things. I needed to make sure I graduated with a 2.8 or above, which was like, duh. I just sent them my passport, and then they wanted me to pay the $5,000 deposit. Who had $5,000? That wasn't coming from me. So the runaround, or to get away from that $5,000, was that you had to show sponsorship, like that who was paying your bill. Thank God, you can also figure this out. Some schools abroad will take grants and loans from the U.S. government. So Brunel University was one of the schools that did. I was actually able to pay using my U.S. unsubsidized loans, and I did a direct plus loan. Was the 2 things that I did to pay for my school. My school, I'll be transparent, was probably like 25, let's say 25,000 for the actual like education part. What is that called? Tuition. And then for my living space, I think I had to pay another, it might have been like 6,000 or 7,000, like 32. Let's say 32,000, right? So that's what I had to pay. This is also after converting it. So these are US dollars I'm talking about. Important thing about like those 3 things they asked me for is once you give them those 3 things, they give you this thing that's called a CAS number. And the CAS number is what you need to then apply for your visa. So I definitely had to do the financial aspect first. And if you have the $5,000, you could just pay your $5,000 and then you don't worry about the financials after, and you can pay for your visa first. Me, I didn't have the $5,000, so I had to do the financials first. So I basically reached out to their financial team and I was like, hey, like, let me know how this US Direct Plus loan works, whatever, and da-da-da. So basically, I just did my FAFSA that you would normally do. Then I had to do a MPN, which I think is like the Master Promissory Note. It just basically says, like, you understand that you're going to take out this loan and obviously you need to pay it back. For the Direct Plus loan, the same thing, and then you had like a graduate counseling loan. If you did loans in undergrad, it's basically the same exact thing for graduate schools. So I did all that stuff, sent it to them, and then after sending it to them, we basically did a whole breakdown of all the money I would need living abroad. That could be, let's say your laptop broke. You would say, like, I need money for a laptop. Obviously, tuition, room, groceries. They also actually give you flights back home. So if you're international, they gave me like 2 flights back home. So all in all, I did take out a big chunk of money. I took about like $60,000. It was like $60,000 that I took out in the Direct Plus loan. But I obviously don't need $60,000, right? But if you just take it out and then just put it back, and then while you're in school, you obviously don't need to pay it. And I'm getting a PhD. So I'm not gonna lie, the way my brain is working is that by the time I'm done with a PhD, I will find some loophole. Because I feel like there's so many ways to get your student loans like erased. So I will find some loophole by the time I'm done with my PhD to get all this money gone. And then normally for a PhD anyways, in like a neuroscience field, you don't pay, they pay you. Because technically you are a researcher at that point. So I don't think I would need, so it's really just this money. Honestly, it's just $60,000 that I would need to pay. But I didn't even use all the $60,000. Anyways. So, after I did my financial team, they gave me that number. I applied for the US Direct Plus loan. I did $40,000 from them, and then $20,000 was from my unsubsidized loans. 30 or 32,000, right, pays for my tuition, and then the leftover money is broken up into 4 segments. And then I get that money every couple of months, and that basically pays for my living expenses and my nails and my lashes. I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. It's also very cheap. So like the extra money, I just put into my savings account, and my husband and I decide what to do with the extra money. Anyways, then I showed school that I'm gonna get this loan, so they waived that $5,000 loan, so I didn't have to do that. And then after that, you can do the UK visa application because they'll give you your CAS number. So I got my CAS number. The visa application is very straightforward. The next step, you have to make an appointment and go get your fingerprints. Listen to this BS. I thought maybe visa applications and immigration status and that type of thing would just be a little bit more add a little bit more like structure. Remember, I booked my appointment. I have other stuff to do, obviously. So I booked my appointment for 8 a.m. and then I think I had to go to work for like 12. So I was like, okay, I booked my appointment. I had to go to Lauderdale. This is how you know. So anyways, I even put on a cute little dress. This cute dress from Zara. I had on my Tory Burch sandals. My hair was in like a half a puff down. I had my little Tory Burch bag and I was really cute. Put on my little makeup because I've taken my picture as well. This is my visa picture, right? Go to my appointment. The line is like super duper long. But I was like, there's no way. I have an appointment. I get to skip this line, right? I take my happy little behind to the front. This lady, rude as ever. I'm like, hey, I have an 8 o'clock appointment. Do I need to wait in this line? And she was like, these people all have an appointment. So I'm like, okay, like that makes sense. They also have appointments. But isn't that the reason why appointments are appointments? Like if I have an 8 a.m. appointment, I should be seen at 8. Like that's the point, you know? I have a 2 o'clock appointment. You're not gonna show up at 8 a.m. Right? Right? That's the reason of appointments, right? So she's like, all people have appointments, and I was like, yeah, but I have an 8 a.m. She's like, oh, la, 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 la. And she just cut me off, and I was like, oh, okay. I was pissed, and I don't know about you, but if I'm pissed, I'm gonna call my mom. So my mom was with him in Delaware, but I called her quickly, and I said, Mom, like, this is complete BS. Basically telling her everything that I just told you. And she was like, yeah, Haley, like, sometimes, like, you need it to get done, so you're just gonna have to wait in a line, whatever, da, 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 da. And I was like, no. I'm in this line forever. I'm not gonna make it to work and do the rest of the things I need to do. Like, I hate government offices, and why do they have no structure? Like, why are you gonna put appointments online if you're not gonna do appointment times? Like, don't piss me off. So I left. Took my happy ass home. Now that I know, they close at 4. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in the evening. I go. The same lady that's at the front door, by the way. Oh, you came back. Yeah, I came back on my time, though. Then you go inside. There's a lady. She checks that you have all your documents. And then after checking all your documents, you get a number. Like the fucking deli. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse. You get a number like you're at the deli. I was number 807. And I think they were at 456 when I was sitting down. So, but I was like, fine. I took out my book, I read my book, and then when I finally got called, it's the most easiest process because I'm taking my fingerprints and my picture. That's it. That's all it is. I give you this little this little card to like review. And of course I gave them 0 stars and I told them if you're gonna have appointments, please use the appointment system properly. Better customer service because the people that work there are rude. Immigration office, so people trying to get into the US are also there. And I felt like they were so rude to them. Like there are people that like can't speak English and they're like, oh, we speak English. Guys, I want you to know America is the only place that says that. Being abroad, Johnny and I have gone to, obviously in Germany, they speak English to us when we're in Germany, by the way. And they don't tell us, like, oh, you don't belong here, or like, oh, this is a German-speaking country. They only do that in America, by the way. And also when we were, like, in Belgium, where they speak French, they speak English to you if you speak English. It's only America that does that BS, by the way. Anyways, we're getting off topic here. I can go on a tangent on that one. My little fingerprints. You also have to submit your passport, so you won't be able to like go internationally for about, I think it took about 4 weeks because they basically put your visa inside the your passport. If you guys want to see, show you guys this picture. I look pissed. Yeah, here's my picture. My regular cute, right? Let me show you this picture. Look at her. She's pissed, by the way. Next thing is basically just coming to school. So my school started in late September. Moving. Actually, I changed my date to move because I wanted to spend more time at home. I can't lie. I wanted to spend more time with Junie, actually. I changed my date, and then you just have to let your school know what date you were coming. See, that same ugly picture comes on this, which is your residence permit card. It says you're a student. So it says you're able to work 20 hours for a year, right? September to September. But I'm able to stay till February of 2026. Yeah, that's kind of how the process works. Sorry for my little tangents that I went on. I'll make a moving or like what to pack video on TikTok. It is a little bit different if you're studying abroad, because studying abroad normally you're only here for 4 months instead of being here for a full year. So I really just packed my whole closet. I carried with 4 suitcases. Shout out to my brother, by the way. You have to pay that flight from Miami to London, but I didn't. It was free because my brother works for American Airlines and I was his companion for a whole year. And I use those benefits, guys, oh, that's why I remember in the last video I said I flew every month. It was because of my brother. Yes, it was. Shout out to him. So my flight to London was completely free. I got free luggage as well. So I got 2 pieces. My mom flew with me too. She's also underneath my brother, but like she's not her companion, so she paid to fly. It wasn't really not that bad. And then she also got 2 pieces of luggage, so it's my luggage. So 4 pieces of luggage is what I came with. So my nana, shout out to her, she packed me up. Mom came, helped me move. My mom was here with me for like a week and a half to help me like situate myself. Thank God, because when we first came here, oh boy, I didn't know where I was going, because obviously I was also late because I came in, like they usually have like the first week of school where they have all the people show you where to go. I came after that, and it was a little bit of a shit show. But yeah, that's all the good jazzy. My husband's calling me, so I'm gonna end this video here. Bye.
Baby girl, you are so pretty, pretty.